Hi friends, welcome to English Study Point. Today in this video lecture, I am going to discuss Edmund Spenser's sonnet number 77. And first of all, I am beginning with introduction. So this sonnet is part of his celebrated sonnet sequence called Amoreti. And this sort of sonnet explores themes of love, beauty and desire. And written during the late 16th century, this sonnet uses rich imagery and references to classical mythology to convey the speaker's longing for an ideal love. The poem features a metaphorical feast where the table laden with golden apples represents unattainable beauty and the pleasures of love. So Spenser skillfully intertwines elements of nature, innocence and aspiration, creating a dream-like quality that emphasizes the complexities of desire. So this sonnet reflects the Renaissance fascination with love and its idealization, making it a poignant exploration of human emotion. Now here I am beginning with actual lines of this sonnet. Was it a dream or did I see it plain? So the speaker questions his perception, unsure whether what he experienced was a dream or reality. This uncertainty sets a tone of wonder. A goodly table of pure ivory. So he describes a beautiful table made of ivory, suggesting beauty and purity. The material evokes luxury and opulence, indicating something precious, all spread with junkets fit to entertain. So the table is adorned with junkets, means delicacies, and implying a feast prepared for royalty, symbolizing abundance and hospitality. The greatest prince with pompous royalty. So the mention of a great prince implies that the feast is meant for someone of high status, emphasizing the grandeur and significance of the occasion. Monks, which there in a silver dish did lie. So the imagery shifts to a silver dish among the offerings, elevating the presentation and hinting at something valuable within it. Two golden apples of unvalued price. So the golden apples represent desire and temptation, suggesting they are both precious and unattainable. They symbolize something sought after yet elusive. Then far passing those which Hercules came by. So this line alludes to the myth of Hercules and the golden apples of Hesperides, indicating these apples surpass even such legendary treasures, or those which Atalanta did entice. So Atalanta, figure from Greek mythology who attracted to golden apples, emphasizes the allure of these fruits, linking them to themes of temptations and desire, exceeding sweet yet void of sinful vice. So the apples are described as exceeding sweet, meaning they are very desirable while also being free from sin. So this juxtaposition implies innocence. Then, that many sought yet none could ever taste. So the speaker reflects on the unattainability of these apples. They are desired by many but can never be experienced, enhancing their mystique. Sweet fruit of pleasure brought from paradise. So the apples are likened to fruits from paradise, evoking ideas of Eden and heavenly delight. They represent ultimate pleasure and joy by love himself and in his garden palace. So this suggests that love has cultivated this paradise, positioning love as a powerful force that creates beauty and desire. Her breast, that table was so richly spread. So the table can be interpreted as a metaphor for a woman's breast or body, portraying her as rich and abundant, reinforcing themes of femininity and attraction. My thoughts, the guests which could thereon have fed. So the speaker's thoughts are portrayed as guests desiring to indulge in this feast of beauty and love, linking desire to the act of thinking and dreaming. Then with this video lecture ends here. Hope this video lecture will help you in your exams. Thank you.